Boys, happy to have you here, ready to talk shop for the weekend. I'm
Talk
going in blind for the most part, so this is a pivotal night for Operation Sick.
You know what I call this? The 3 blind mice, because we're all going in blind.
I feel like you're definitely not blind though. You know, like, are you leading the blind mice?
I'm leading the blind mice.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's a good
Bring the
thing
mic
or
just a tad closer.
not. How we sounding now?
Even more.
Ooh.
There you go.
There we go.
Bingo.
All right. Well, this is gonna be tough to see my computer when the microphone's right in front of my face.
You can lower just a little bit.
Like this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Microphone's got to be in front of your face. It's the way
It's
the
true.
cookie crumbles.
Yeah. So we'll just use the TV.
Blake, how are you feeling about the whole Operation Sick?
I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I kind of like that we're kind of blind. We don't really know exactly what's gonna happen.
Me too. The anticipation's way greater.
Yeah, we're just gonna figure it out on the way.
That's what we were built on. Figure it out, adjust, and go.
Right, FOAG. Hopefully we don't have to woo anything. No with urgency.
What's woo again?
FOAG woo with urgency. Figure it out, adjust, and go.
Oh.
With urgency.
Huh.
I never liked that one.
I feel like woo never really stuck around.
No,
that
it didn't.
much.
But it's fun to throw out there every now and
Yeah.
then.
I've not heard that in a while.
Yeah.
All right, so
Let's give a quick background
okay that's
for our
probably good.
listeners.
That's probably good.
Mark Dowdle is running from Duluth to St. Paul, which is approximately 160 miles.
Yeah.
He's doing it in honor of Blake's mother, who passed away from pancreatic cancer about a year ago.
No, this past August.
This past
8th.
August.
Yep.
Diagnosed in April of 2016.
Okay. I'm sorry, Blake. I think this is the first time I've seen you probably since school, maybe here or there at the bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe a few times.
Mm-hmm. So, you put this together.
We put this
together.
We put this together.
Correct. In a few short weeks. I mean, you really dialed it in pretty quickly.
Dialed in the last couple of weeks, but Blake and I have been talking about this for probably a couple of months.
Yeah, July. Because
Yeah.
originally you wanted to do it August.
August 15th.
Yeah.
And
We ended up pushing it back.
pushed it back, yeah.
October.
I don't think I was ready. I don't think we certainly wasn't ready to run, but definitely it just felt rushed as far as like lead time for so for the listeners, the hat that Andrew's wearing is a hat that we got made with Unreal. And so there are hats and shirts made, and then a portion of those got donated back to the Love Like Lori legacy GoFundMe that we set up, and we got like 44 hats and 63 shirts. It's pretty cool, for like $1,300. And
Yep.
I was just checking before. I think we're up to like $4,000 raised so far.
Awesome.
And I think I'm expecting a bunch of people to donate throughout the weekend, and but yeah, the hats super cool. Started coming in today. Bunch will start coming in tomorrow and over the weekend. And just we need more lead time with the hats and the other gear, and just needed more time. I think at the time Lori was just getting sick and nearing the end, and it just needed time to digest the whole situation. And so I think it's good that like now we have an opportunity to use energy and put it in a way that we can all just like go out and clear our minds. Like this is gonna be a fun weekend to clear our heads together. And I think for us three, we haven't been able to spend, like I've been on the road the last 30 days.
You look like it.
I do. Like haven't seen you guys, and you guys haven't seen each other, and we all haven't been together like this since football, since we played. And so like it's gonna be like I would not want to be with any other guys out there than you two. So like this is gonna be a lot of fun to, lots gonna happen out there.
We're going to battle.
Yeah, we are going to battle.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited
I'm
about that.
going to be like the Jim out there, though. Trainer Jim.
Yeah, is that who you want to be?
No, I don't want to be that. Don't
gonna
give me
be
that role.
You gonna be Stu?
Yeah, impingements.
I
Stu.
think I'd rather be Jim than Stu.
We're picking sides here now.
Too good. So walk me through a little bit the preparation behind the operations of creating a charity, because you ended up you were in talks of creating a charity in her name. Right now it's under the GoFundMe page.
Yeah, so
But like walk me through kind of like this whole process because a lot of people out there would definitely be inspired to do something themselves. And how tricky was it? Where do you even begin to create this type of environment?
So it so a lot of help. Like this has been really helpful. So immediately when we got this going, like threw myself in a group chat with Blake and his dad John, so that we could just have back and forth communication over everything that was going on. I did Calendar Club back in April and got done with it. Talked with Austin Yoakum, who's been guest multiple times on this podcast, and just talked to him about bringing more impact to the people that I love that are around me.
Right, because
And-
when the calendar club is running the mileage of the day. So on the 1st, he ran 1 mile. On the 5th, 5 miles. On the 20th, 20.
Yep.
And 21, 22.
Yep.
That's the calendar club. And you felt like when you completed that, you weren't running for a bigger picture. You were doing it more so just to complete it.
Yeah, and it was just like, it was cool to do. It was a cool personal achievement to do, but part of like just stuff that I was going through back in school and just trying to have that growth factor that I was going through was like, I didn't want to do things just for myself anymore. And so like Calendar Club was cool, but I was like, I want to do something where I'm impacting people that are close to me and people that I love. And I thought about doing like a charity or just like cancer in general, or just something where I could like put like donations toward a charity or some nonprofit or something. And then Blake and I were having a conversation, and then just like hanging out and catching up on life. And he was talking about how things were going at home, and that's what sort of sparked me wanting to do something with Blake's family in mind. Back in March is actually when I thought about running from Duluth to St. Thomas here in St. Paul, and that just got sparked because I listened to a podcast where this woman just completed what's called the Uberman, where you swim 31 miles from the Catalina Islands off the coast of Los Angeles, then you bike like 500 miles, and then you run the toughest ultramarathon foot race, which is 135 miles through Death Valley in the hottest part of the summer. And that's all consecutive, back to back to back to back. And I thought in my head, I was driving, I was like, if some human being can do that, let's see where I can run. So I looked up St. Cloud, and it was like 80 miles. I was like, that's too close. And I went to Duluth. It said 160. I was like, let's do that. So I had this brewing on the back of my head, but I didn't want to do it unless it, brought some meaning that could incorporate like all of us sitting in this room together today. And so like, we started with the GoFundMe and just set it up through there. And then John actually got it set up through the IRS and charity as a nonprofit, the Love Like Glory Legacy. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So I don't know much about how that process worked. Do you want to how did that go?
I'm not entirely sure how the whole approved by the IRS worked, but a couple years back, like kind of halfway through my mom's battle, my dad created the website Love Like Glory, and he created a couple shirts and sweatshirts and stuff. And then his end goal was eventually, like when she passed away at the time, like he wanted to turn it into like some sort of foundation or something along those lines. And then Mark came along with this idea, so it was just kind of like perfect timing. And then so he already had the lovelikeGlory.com website with that GoFundMe with the first apparel, and then just like I said, perfect time with everything Mark wanted to do.
Yeah, that's really cool, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I pulled up the website right here, which I encourage people to go check out. So it gives the background of
LoveLikeGlory.com.
Yep, lovelikeGlory.com. This is the old logo that John had made, and then we just started reaching out to like Sam Harris was a guy that I knew did cool logos, and we wanted to see if we could update it and add the legacy, and so had him work through it, and that's where the new logo came. But just has a bunch of old updates that like walk you through the story of everything that has gone through that battle. And so I just encourage people to go check it out. It's beautifully done. And I think John did this whole thing, right? Blake?
Yes,
He's done this whole
correct.
thing. It's kind of walks through everything, and then you got a place where you can donate on it too. Should we have people start going here to donate? I know we're trying to work through, like, PayPal takes 6% of donations, so we're trying to work through what that looks like. And
Right.
I don't know how much GoFundMe takes, but we're just,
They all want to get theirs.
yeah. So I think what we're going to do is just have people donate to the GoFundMe, and then we'll just put it all into this new foundation. So it starts with like a
basis.
basis,
yeah.
foundation to build off of.
Very
So,
cool.
yeah, it's awesome, and it's fired me up. Just like initially the conversations with John and Blake fired me up. Just talking about it with them and talking about John, and just I knew, like, after the initial conversation with Blake and his dad, I was like, this is gonna be awesome. Like, no matter how much money we raise, no matter if these miles get completed or not, if there's 90 miles ran, 100 miles ran, and like, my legs break and I can't finish the rest, like, that spark of now that we have momentum to continue on. Like, this is year one, man. I know we had talked about, John had brought up, like, doing in future years, like, a big softball tournament weekend where we have teams buy in, and like, we got vendors coming out, so it's more of like a community event. And that's the whole purpose behind the Love Like Lord 5K, is like, we want to get the community engaged and do it in a way that, like, everybody can be a part of. And so it's just like, this is the foundation, year one. Like Caruso always says, year 1 to year 2. So
Right, biggest growth.
yeah, so
And
we're
that's
just-
why we're going in blind this time around.
Yeah.
Because it's year one.
3 blind mice.
A lot of room
man.
to grow.
Yeah,
Lot of room.
to grow.
Oh my
man.
God. Well, Blake, I think it's very cool, and I'm mad props for you for and your dad for what you're doing for your mom, and like continuing that legacy. I cannot imagine that it's easy by any means, but the continuous, like, remembrance and then reflection on her beautiful life, I think, is very cool, that you're sitting in it and you're a part of everything step of the way, and we get to do this together, like Mark said. So mad props to you, Blake.
Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Mark, just for, I mean, without Mark, none of this, we wouldn't be here right now. So, and he's been the one planning everything and talking to Coach Carp about all the St. Thomas alumni and all that. Like, he's done 5 times the amount of work I've done during all this. So, thank you.
Thank you for saying that. But I will say that, like, without any of us here, like, this doesn't get done. Without everybody who bought a hat or a shirt, like, none of this would got done. Like,
Sure.
without people donating, none of this would be done. Like, I certainly can't take, like, that amount of credit, because if people didn't buy shirts, we'd be sitting on like 30 shirts that just we had, so it's
Right.
like, without everybody getting involved, no matter how you got involved, whether you just shared something, like, it's everyone on this. I'm just a crazy person running 160 miles. So that
Right, someone's got to do PR.
yeah.
You chose that route.
So, as much as I'd like to say, yeah, but no, it's all of us, and that's why, like we started off, there's not 2 guys I'd rather be doing this weekend with you guys, because, like, we're gonna have a ton of fun.
Yeah, I was a little bummed because August 15th I wasn't going to be able to make it. I had work, and I think you messaged me then, and then I was like, I'm working, and then he came back around and was like, hey, rescheduled it to October 3rd, and I don't even think you asked at that point. You just let me know what the date was. We were just talking on the phone. You
Yeah.
wanted advice for the hats and how to like price everything and whatnot, and I was like, October 3rd. I was, as he was talking, pull up my calendar. I'm
But
like,
it was amazing.
yeah, I was like, that weekend's blocked off. If you need anything, I'm there. And Mark's like, actually, I need someone to, like, be with me there. Like, Blake's gonna be there, but it'd be nice to have, another person. And I'm like, sure. Let's do it. Let's absolutely.
great.
I'll take it every step of the road. Yeah.
Because originally it was just going to be me and a baby stroller.
That's right. You were gonna push a baby stroller with your
absurd.
supplies.
Oh my God.
Did you seriously like walk through the logistics on that?
No,
Like,
mentally I did. Mentally I did. But like
Yeah.
even thinking about like getting up to Duluth tomorrow, I'd have to have someone drive me up.
yeah.
And like even that's asking someone to do a lot. Like
And then just leave you too. Like the person's gonna like leave you. Like that's not an easy thing. All right, Mark, and your baby stroller. Deuces.
oh my God.
Safe travels.
Yeah, but that's there's no point to stress over that type of stuff when you got good people around you because good people always come through. So
Yes.
that was awesome when you just pull out your calendar and you're like, anything you need that weekend, I'm there. I'm like, yeah, I need you.
Yeah, I need you.
I need you that whole weekend, actually.
All right, so let's walk through the weekend.
All right, so
It's Thursday right now. Hopefully, Marcus, I know this is short notice. We're going to try to get this out tomorrow so that we can get listeners' ears on this podcast right away. So this is live. This is happening live.
it's happening live.
Yeah.
So, like I said, blind leading the blind here. This is the route at its whole. As you can see, it's so this says 157 miles. I think
157 miles.
157 miles. I'm sure it's gonna there's gonna be a few twists and turns that go wrong, so I'm planning on it being 160. Either way, that's here nor there. I just wanted to start off with some key words and phrases to use. So we're starting at midnight.
Midnight on the 3rd.
Friday night, Saturday morning.
Right.
Yep. And that just didn't want to waste time. We could start at 7, but it's like, why start at 7 a.m.? Let's start at midnight. Get back earlier. Let's bang this thing out.
Also, key logistics here. You got us a place to rest. So we're going to get up to Duluth. We're leaving at like 3-ish. We're going to get up to Duluth around 6. Takes 3 hours to drive?
It takes 2:15. So
2:15,
we
alright.
might get up around 5:30.
5:30. We got a place to put our feet up, take a quick nap for the
Yeah.
midnight push.
So we
That's
should
huge.
we
That's
should
huge.
say shout out Tom Madison,
Mhm.
former St. Thomas basketball player. That was something I've been working on over the last 3-4 days. That has been a main focus. Like that's something that you don't think about a lot. Is like just little details like that. Is like we have to get up there in enough time that we feel comfortable, that we don't feel rushed, but like we got to find a place to spend the time. And so originally Travis Murphy,
Yep.
former St. Thomas football film,
Yes,
Played
because
football
Sean
and
Murphy was his older brother.
yes.
Yep.
And so he reached out to me over Facebook and said, hey, I actually live in Duluth. Let me know if you guys need anything, and let me know when your start time is and what your route is. I'd love to come cheer you guys on. It was awesome. Haven't talked to Travis since football days.
Right.
It's like been awesome. And so I was like, hey, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Like, do you know any spots that we could, rest our feet, just, relax and prepare for this? And he said that it's his anniversary or his birthday. It's his birthday. So it's his birthday this Friday, and he's going out with his fiance to dinner. And so he would have offered his place, but because of the circumstances,
There's some celebratory
there's
things.
some celebratory things going on. He's
Right.
going to go out to dinner. And,
Coitus, maybe.
yeah, yeah. But that's here nor there. And so I remember Tom Madison lives up in Duluth. And so reached out to him, and it was perfect. His parents are going to be gone at their cabin, and the house is ours. So that was even better because, we have no problem talking to parents and hanging out, but you don't want to go through that awkward banter where you got to get comfortable with each other, but
Yeah.
you're really just trying to stay there to relax and use them to like make some food.
And think about nothing.
Yeah, think about nothing.
Right.
And then they're going to be asking a whole bunch of questions, and it's just us there.
Right.
So that's squared away. That's like the biggest thing going into the weekend that's going to set us up for success. So I just kind of threw out some like key words to use that a lot of this stuff is like what things that I'm going to be thinking about, maybe just give you guys some insight of like what I'm going to be thinking about out there. It's like those first 80 miles is going to be a lot about like preserving energy. So preserve, patience, hold, don't try and come out of the gates too hot.
Do you have like a time?
I do. We'll get down to like the timeline of it, but these are just things that rattling off the top of my head that I was thinking about, and just like build that energy to like build and save. Just like those are the things I'm gonna be thinking about the first 80 miles. Just preserve the energy, be patient. Next 40 miles.
So preserve is the key word for first 80.
Preserve and patience.
Preserve and patience.
Preserve and patience.
I love it.
That the middle I'm calling middle 40 miles is just apply a little pressure. Apply a little pressure.
All right. What kind of pressure are you looking for?
Like a little pedal to the gas.
Yeah.
Like a little pressure to the gas pedal.
Gotcha.
It's a little bit.
This is usually like a coasting time, right? Because you're like in the thick of it.
Yeah, in the
mentally,
thick of it.
you kind of like fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, yeah. So
ultimately,
that's why you want to apply a little pressure.
Apply a little pressure, but we got to remain strong and sturdy. Because you don't want your body being a wet noodle out there. That's when the body starts to tense up and break down, and it's not a good situation to be in. Find a rhythm and glide a little bit. It's just finding a rhythm out there. Those middle 40 miles gonna be the dog. It's gonna be in the pain cave. I'm just assuming like this all could go out the window. Let's be clear about this.
This is a great point for the listeners. Mark has never run above 80 miles. And
I've never run above 50 miles.
50. Okay. For some reason, I thought you were running 71.
No.
I just threw that number out there.
Never run above 50
Okay.
consecutive miles.
50 consecutive miles you have done.
I have done. It was a 50-miler in Arizona.
Right.
With like
that was
4,000,
yeah.
4,700 feet of elevation gain. So like this is like no elevation gain. It's just 160 miles.
Right. Straight.
So,
and you're going off of podcasts, a couple research, maybe a tutorial or something on YouTube. Like, this is how my legs could feel. Or you're just like, you have no idea.
I have no idea.
Okay. Right.
Remember, blind leading the blind.
Yes, of course.
No idea.
Of course.
And I guess the final 40 miles are just like utilize the reserves, apply the gas, unleash an uprising. That's a Coach K phrase. Unlock the key to get through the obstacle, Coach K phrase. And then one that I've just heard in documentaries in the past is like, don't die in the chair. So when we get to like an aid station or refueling, always get me back on the road. That's the only thing I'll ever ask of you guys is never let me come in and quit while we're like
paused.
Okay.
You rather like get out there, run a mile, and be like,
get me to the next aid station.
Okay.
It's like the don't quit today, quit tomorrow mindset. Quit at the next aid station.
Cool.
Get to that. Get to the next one. Just like it's gonna be that type of mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Don't die in the chair.
That's a consistent model throughout the whole thing, especially the final 40 miles.
Got it. Yeah. And then I got the Coach K pump up. We can leave in the show notes maybe. But it's hilarious, and we'll listen to it after this. It's gonna be amazing.
I'd love to put that in the show notes. Is that cool?
I mean, it's cool with me.
Okay. It's happening.
It's happening.
Yeah.
All right.
Coach K pump up in the show notes.
It's some Coach K pregame speeches.
Yeah, Wally Kaczynski was on the podcast. It was like episode 140, and absolutely murdered it. He was our defense coordinator. Gritty guy, Coach K. So that'll be in the show notes. Did the TV just go out?
I think. Let me try and unplug, replug. Maybe I banged it.
Bingo. We're all good.
And so, like, each time I come in, I'm just thinking about, like, charging my watch because this thing wouldn't last 48 hours.
Okay.
So, just, like, every time I come in, I'm going to throw it on the charger.
We got to get you a 48-hour watch.
They don't make them. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But just, like, general things. I don't think it's that important. So, we'll get to the start of it.
Restock the fanny.
restock the
What are you
fanny.
holding in the fanny pack?
Just some bars, some protein bars,
Some gels?
and gels, and I'm gonna pick up a new fanny actually tomorrow. It's gonna be a little bit bigger, so it can hold more things.
Of course.
Just
the things.
things are gonna be in there.
Right.
That's
Did
it.
you have the fit already picked out and like laid out on your bed in your locker?
It's on the floor. It's laid
Okay.
out on the floor, not on my bed.
Okay.
But
You got to sleep on the bed. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Sorry.
But yeah, depart from St. Paul at 3. Why does that keep happening?
I don't know. Finicky HDMI probably.
There we go. So we depart at 3. Are we good with 3?
Yep. I'm great with 3.
3.
Good.
Where are we leaving from? Let's just confirm that. Should I drive to St. Paul to your uncle's house? Leave my car there.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Sure.
Otherwise,
do you want me to pick you up, Blake? Because are you in Maple Grove?
I can drive to Mark's.
Okay.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll just depart from my house in St. Paul. Then
Sweet.
that works.
Look at us.
Look
Already
at
checking
us.
boxes.
Little less blind. So then we'll arrive at 5:30, stay at the house, and then you guys can obviously help as much or as little as you want. I'm just gonna make some like overnight oats and just put some make a bunch of PB&Js and just make a bunch of stuff so we can throw it in the cooler and just have it for the whole weekend. Just make it all at Tom's house. I was gonna try and make it tonight, but
Let's make it tomorrow.
let's make it tomorrow.
That's our activity while we're there.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
can hang out, have some fun.
Hopefully there's a game on that I can gamble on.
Yeah. Oh man, what are you gonna gamble on? Who's playing?
Probably some baseball. Maybe the basketball game. I think the Lakers play tomorrow. I took the Heat plus 4.5 yesterday. It's terrible
Is
bet.
this still the playoffs?
NBA's in the finals.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Come on, Mark.
This is how checked out I am of.
It's ridiculous.
You've been on the road for 30 days. It's true.
Wait, who's playing? The Lakers are in the Heat.
In the Heat, yep.
What game is it?
Game 2
Who won game 1?
The Lakers.
by a landslide. I took the Heat plus 4.5. Bad bet. But you're on the road for 30 days, all throughout the West Coast. Are we taking the busy van?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're taking the
Yeah, we
busy
are.
van that Mark was just sleeping in for the last 30 days.
And showering
And showering in the whole 9 yards.
Ah.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
How does your body feel after 30 days on the road? Like
Ready to run.
right, perfect.
Ready to run.
Whoa, I'd expect nothing
Next
else.
question.
Next question. It was great. I trained. Oh my god, yeah. I trained. Do you guys still have that video?
Oh yeah,
You got to send that to me because I can't find it, and I get asked about it day in and day out. You gotta
we
send
have.
it
That was like our most viewed video
to
on
Ben Lieber.
until Ben Lieber.
Yeah,
Yeah, how'd you know that?
I know my back pocket history.
All right, hell yeah.
Yeah. So
Sweet. So we'll make the PB&Js tomorrow night.
make the PB&Js tomorrow night.
So you got cheese
make
sticks.
overnight
It's
oats.
like in camp.
Quesadillas.
Oh my
yeah. Man, this is
Should we go to the shower?
bring the folding table.
Yeah. Brutal.
But we'll have I got some like quesadilla stuff. I mean, we got tons of food. M&Ms, gummy bears. A lot of it's just like I just looked up. I didn't know what to buy, honestly, and I looked up Aid Station Ultra Marathon, and I looked at a picture.
How do they look?
I mean, I've been in them, and they've been phenomenal. I just don't remember exactly what they are. It's like M&Ms, gummy bears, potato chips, potatoes, quesadillas.
Cheese is gonna sit all right. Cheese doesn't really fit my I'm lactose sensitive.
Yeah, but you got a sensitive stomach.
Good thing you're not running.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
You just sit in the van and watch your sports.
No, I got some pivotal moments. I feel
Yeah,
like.
you will have some pivotal moments.
Yeah. I'll rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
I'm
So
a- I'm a-
PB&Js and just like fruits and just normal food. That's what you eat, normal food, because you got to get the calorie intake. And
Yep.
Again, we're just winging it. Like, saw it in a picture and put the picture to a receipt and bought it at a store.
Make it a reality.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Seems pretty simple to me. So I'm not gonna take this turn by turn, but this is basically the turn by turn of starting. So we're starting at the lift bridge at midnight. So we got to take off from Tom's house I'd say around 11:30.
Okay.
Takes 10-15 minutes to get there. From what he told me, we'll start right at midnight.
And my direction's got to be different from your directions, right? Because I can't follow you
Yeah, so
every step of the way.
So this is the first 13 miles is like this turn by turn. And what I'll pull up here is getting into it.
Because what I would like to walk through at some point is kind of like, I'm not trailing you in the van. Because that'd just be ridiculous going half a mile.
No, yeah.
per hour.
So
Yeah.
and you wouldn't be able to because of a good majority of it is on bike trails.
Okay.
And that's why like we'll have plenty of time on the drive up to talk over this stuff and plenty of time to talk while we're making food, like just to go through any last things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you to the first spot, which is right here. This is 13.5 miles in. And Blake, do you want to start off running with me?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. So
13.5 miles.
it's going to be a slow, like, okay, so talking about the speed and the logistics of it, if we do 4 miles an hour for the first 40, 80 miles, it's going to be 20 hours. And that's running at 15-minute mile pace, which is like a very swift walk.
Right.
So like it's really coming out slow. Like I've never done this distance, and so the best thing, the worst thing would be trying to come out and run 10-minute mile and trying to push that where it's like let's just come out super slow, take it step by step. Especially this first part where we're gonna be out at midnight in the middle of downtown Duluth. Like it's gonna be a lot of figuring out turn by turn, and so it's like let's just take it slow.
You got headlamps.
Headlamps, blinkers, lighters, we got everything. We're good.
Cool.
So, and picking up a few extra things tomorrow, we'll be set on that type of stuff. So that'll be good. But it's like the first part is just running through downtown Duluth, getting over to this trail, and like this is where it gets interesting. It's funny because the first 20 miles are a lot of twists and turns, and they're at the most challenging parts of the races. The first part, which is it's going to be pitch black, just dark, and we're going to be trying to navigate through trails to get to the bike trail.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last like 20 miles, we'll get to the Kowalski's in White Bear. And from there, it's like turn by turn getting from that Kowalski's to St. Thomas.
Gotcha.
It's just taking roads.
Yep.
So it's going to be a lot of turn by turn.
Yeah, rights and lefts.
Rights and lefts. But we'll hop on. And so what I'll send you to is this spot right here. And I've already put the coordinates in. We're all set to go.
Cool. I got the Compass app on my phone.
You got the Compass app, but it's like, we're calling is like the eldest corner, like the eldest corner. And then this hops on the beginning of the Munger Trail.
Okay.
If you can drop down right there.
And right now we're 20 miles
we're
in.
13 in.
13 miles
13 in. So there's 13 and a half to this first point.
It's going to be dark anyways at that time.
I mean,
so
this is what we'll be seeing.
Yeah.
And then this phenomenal dude, don't know who he is, but he works for the Parks and Trails. Great guy.
Great guy. He gave us the full visual.
He gave us a full visual of the entire course.
I'm glad he was wearing a helmet.
He was. And so not going to have great internet connection here to kind of walk through, but like we'll have I've been using this as a way to like see the route the entire way. So like in my head, as jumbled as this mess is right here, this turn by turn, I know what landmarks to hit at what turns, and it's going to be dark, but we'll figure it out. Like not too concerned about it. Like
a brisk walk.
Yeah, like a brisk walk, nice little jog, get the blood pumping. One of my coworkers was on the phone with someone who lives in Duluth today, and he said it's gonna be 26 degrees tomorrow morning. So
it's gonna be cold.
It's gonna be cold. So we'll have to figure that out. But that's what we got. We got stuff. So then, Andrew, your first point is going to be right here. If you,
Yep.
yeah, that's 13 and a half miles in. We'll just have you wait there just to make sure that we get to the trailhead safely.
Mm-hmm.
And like we'll have our phones if we need to plug it in. We'll just find our way there. Like that's ultimately why I'm like not too concerned. It's because like we just got to head south and like
Right, and you got
you
the
know,
highway for the most part,
Yeah.
like to find it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
And my job is I might pass out. I might get there in 10 minutes, 13 minutes.
Yeah, and that's gonna be like where you can just hang out.
Chill.
Yeah. Make sure you bang on the van, Andrew.
Yeah, if you want to fall
continuing on.
asleep,
Yeah.
like we'll just bang on the van.
We're
We
moving.
should share each other's location just so like
Mm-hmm.
when you do take some naps, we have a way to find you.
Of course.
Um.
Great point about the sharing locations.
Yeah.
We got that technology, which is nice. We got that going for us.
So then we'll hop on so that trail will end. We'll turn left on County Highway 1, and this is the mile 20 mark. So like this is the first station where we'll just kind of hang out for 30 minutes. It's me at 5 a.m.
What's this? These are stations that are
So this
made for ultra marathons. Like, why is that a station?
because I made it up.
Okay. Station 1.
Station 1. That is where I'm calling it Station 1 because it's the spot where we're going to hang out for like 30 minutes.
Cool.
We're just going to catch up, chat, eat some food, refill the water bottles, just hang out and eat. And like, I'm sure at that point the sun will be starting to come up, so I might shed some clothes. Just a stopping point.
Yep.
Before we continue on.
Beautiful.
And this dude just doesn't want to leave. He wants to hang out with us.
Google Maps, making sure we see the biker pedaling through.
All right, so then depart from aid station number 1 again. Simply just made up in my head. We'll just leave at 5:30, and then we're calling these like little quickie stops. What I wanted to make sure you guys were taken care of too. So like since you're gonna be up, and I want to make sure you guys get to sleep, and you guys are in a comfortable space out there as well. So for like these quickies, I'm fine if you guys want to just drop a bag in this location. And again, like it's a lot easier when we have Google Maps here, so I can show you exactly what the spot looks like, because this guy is biking by and I can point it on a map. Like there's these picnic tables under this like roofed barrier outside, like just leave it there. And so then you guys can go up to this rest stop, and you'll know that I won't be there for 6 hours, 5.5 hours, whatever it is. So you can like sleep, you can hang out and watch sports, you can do whatever you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
But like ultimately I wanted to give you guys enough time in the morning to get some sleep.
Perfect.
So I wanted to make sure that timed in. So like at this quickie stop at TJ's County Market, if that's something you guys wanted to do, then what I was honestly going to do, if we felt that I don't think anyone's going to come up and steal a bag out in the middle of like upper Minnesota
At 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So like I'm fine with just leaving that bag. If we weren't comfortable with that, I was just going to call the fire department and see if you guys could leave the bag there in the morning, which I'm sure wouldn't be a problem either.
Right.
But I think just leaving that bag on the side and just letting me find it in the morning would be fun to do. Just be just make it like a scavenger hunt.
Secure the bag.
Secure the bag, find the goodies, and putting goodies in there like PB&Js and bananas and potatoes, stuff that just gets eaten, so it's not like any sort of water bottles, or the overnight oats are in mason jars. Like I don't want to be carrying an empty mason jar.
Right.
Just empty bag, just keep moving.
Of course. And I might write a note on the napkin, so, you know.
That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Could you do that?
Yes.
That would be great. What are you gonna write? Gonna be
That's for you.
surprised?
Yeah, it's a surprise.
Dang.
That'll be for you to find out.
Give me some Coach K isms out there.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point,
Well, you'll have your phone on you.
yeah, well,
Are you planning on like live streaming any of it, or is that kind of taken away from what
that-
you want out of it, type of thing?
probably take away from like, I'd like to. I'm sure there'll be plenty of miles where I'll be by myself out there, which is like good.
Yeah.
I don't want.
You throw me your Instagram
Yeah,
username and
yeah.
password, and I'll go live a bunch.
Yeah, I think I'd rather not have to think about that.
Yeah.
do
No, you
that.
shouldn't. I will go live.
Yeah,
I like going live.
you're a live guy.
Yeah. We're live right now
We're live right now
on YouTube.
on YouTube. How many viewers do we got right now?
Probably not any.
0.
We're looking at two concurrent viewers. We got 6 playbacks. Nobody's in the chat though. So if anybody wants to
Oh.
hop in the chats,
GG's
we
in the
can do
chat.
We need some GGs in the chats for Blake and Mark.
High numbers. And so then I'm just gonna, the quickies just gonna be on the run. It's 32 miles in, and then Willard Munger State Trail turns into Arrowhead Lane, which is like a quarter mile. So it's a quarter mile from the end of the trail to that rest stop, where it'll be our second aid station, where we'll just kind of hang out. It's by Moosehead Brewery. They share the same parking lot.
Right. These are the things that we'll slowly pick up on as we're going
Yeah,
through.
like
And we got this document.
it's like
It's kind of just figure it out, pick a spot.
exactly.
Right.
Like
Be in the general vicinity.
the biggest thing is like we have locations of where we want to go, and like it's not important exactly the spot. It's just like it's 12 miles ahead or
Right.
14 miles ahead, because it's going to be about consuming calories and food every 2-3 hours. Like
Gotcha.
that's gonna be the biggest thing.
Right.
So I'm just trying to space it out in that way.
Of course.
And like all this stuff, like as long as we start that, then we're successful.
Because we will finish.
Yeah, we will finish once we start.
Exactly.
So
Let's get on the trail.
this has been the most. This has probably been the biggest stress of like trying to figure this out, because it's just like go south. Blake and I were talking about on the drive here. We're like, like let's just go south. Like that's all you got to do.
Right.
Start at the bridge and go south.
And make sure you get some nutrients while
Yeah.
you're on.
Yeah.
Go south and find some nutrients.
Yeah.
Right.
As simple as that sounds, that's why I make it more complicated than that.
Exactly.
So
So by the end,
we'll keep making it complicated by talking through this. But
right. No, let's go to by end of day 1. I want to know where we are trying to be.
Bible Baptist Church in Hinckley, Minnesota.
And how many miles would you have gone by then?
76.
So 76 miles on day 1. You're knocking off. So there's 160. Right. You got over half left. I like it.
But I'm not planning on sleeping is the thing.
You're not sleeping?
I'm not sleeping.
Oh, I didn't pick up on this yet.
So,
Of
yeah.
course.
Yeah, I'm not sleeping.
Right. So there is no day 1. It's just a weekend.
For me, it's just,
36 hours.
yeah, for me, it's just 36 hours.
Okay. It's 36.
Well,
I was thinking 48.
it's 48, but
We're gonna do it.
we're going to
You're
do it
gonna
in
do it in
36.
Right, because you want to get to St. Thomas when there's sunlight? Like at 7 p.m.?
If it's 36 hours, we get back at noon.
Oh, right.
Marcus, check our math on that.
Right, you leave. 36 hours from midnight? 24, 12. All right, noon. I like it. Sounds about right.
So, yeah, we'll...
Even on Sunday. We can catch the Vikings.
That's
or
what I'm saying.
The Bears.
We've got
The
things
Steelers.
to do Sunday afternoon.
Steelers are postponed.
We were talking about this. We have things to do Sunday afternoon. We're not getting back at 9 p.m. We're not getting back at 10 p.m.
Right.
We're getting back at noon on Sunday.
Gotcha.
1 at the latest.
11:59.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. But, like, yeah, I don't plan on sleeping. And a big reason to that is because if I do sleep, it'll be a 20-minute cat nap, and don't let me sleep longer than that. If I start sleeping 2, 3, 4 hours, then I feel like my body's going to start going into recovery mode, and I don't want that.
Sure.
Because getting from recovery back to high intensity after that many miles is going to be more painful.
Gotcha. So that's one of your biggest worries. What are some of the things that excite you the most? What are things that you're just like, you've been just rolling your head through of like, this is about to be like...
I'm definitely going to hallucinate. And I think just like I've thought about a few times, like getting out on like the 100-mile, like getting above the 100-mile mark and like getting on a 10-mile stretch with Blake is going to be a lot of fun.
How many miles are you planning on logging with Mark?
I have zero idea.
You're going to log 13 and a half early.
Yeah. I'm not
Easy,
not a big long distance guy, so
Right. Do you think you get to the 50 mile mark?
I think you could accumulate 50 miles.
I honestly have no clue. Like Mark's never ran over 50 miles. I've never ran over 10
Right.
consecutively.
Yeah. I think you got 50 in you.
How
I
many-
hope so. I think I can do 50.
You can do 50. Why don't you say it right now? Let's do 50.
All right, we'll do 50. And I was talking to Mark. I want to figure out. Obviously, I can't run as far as Mark. I want to figure out a way to like incorporate like push-ups or something like that. Like 10 push-ups for every mile Mark does, or I don't know. We're trying to figure that out on the way up here.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you could do? Because what was that, like 1,500, 1,600?
Yeah.
Marcus?
Just because like
If
when
we
I'm
did
just
10
sitting
for
in-
every mile.
when I'm just
Yeah, 1,600.
I just want to be like just laying in the van, just waiting for Mark. Like
Yeah.
I'd rather be doing something,
And
But I don't know.
that's where I wanted some of like your guys' help spitballing those ideas, because like I want you guys to have fun this weekend too. Like I understand I'm asking a lot of you guys taking out like a weekend. I don't want you guys just like sitting in the van and feeling like you're just like waiting for me to come in. Like I want you guys to have a fucking blast out there. You know?
Right. I'm going to have a blast.
Yeah,
I
no,
know I will.
I'm excited. It'll be fun.
Yeah. I got some, I mean, I got like, I can read. I got a lot of books on that I'm looking forward to read, but that's not going to help like the camaraderie between Blake and I. What could I do I get in the chats, start helping
Yeah,
out
you could
with.
just get in the chats, would be great.
Yeah, just make sure everyone's aware of where I'm at and just kind of the unknown of where Mark could be.
And what'd be helpful is, so I'm
You want
really
me to text your mom?
sure you can text my mom.
Okay.
What would be great is like trying to get. This is I got asked actually by my mom and a lot of other moms of like how they could follow it. That's why I'm like encouraging people to follow the hashtag, because if you use the hashtag in a post or in a story, it all gets compiled into that hashtag.
Yep.
So like you can follow everybody who's doing their own 5K or just like updates from the event. So like using that hashtag on every post would be great. And just like resharing people who post. Like we want to make sure like everybody's getting highlighted in this.
Mm-hmm.
So like that'd be great if you could spend time doing some of that stuff.
Right. I'm all for that, because when we talked right before this, my biggest worries the whole time were, of course, your health. That's number one. And the only other worry I had was making sure that I could record some dope content, because I'm on this trip for a reason. I'm not just the driver. I got to make sure I capture this. So Mark was bringing up how it would be fun to have me on rollerblades to follow him.
That'd be pretty fun.
It would be epic. However, I've never ridden rollerblades before.
Oh, let's preface. I asked him, can he rollerblade? And he confidently said yes.
Yes.
And then I asked, have you rollerbladed before? And he said, no.
And I was like, I'll just bail into the grass.
It's true.
There's no way I'm stopping.
No.
But that will be easy. Like obviously we can't do it with the bike trails, but I want to make sure that I'm capturing the moment for everyone involved. I think that's just exactly what you said. Like the resharing aspect also goes hand in hand with like the ability to maybe ride my bike back to you where you're at, and just I won't be able to record content on the bike, but I'll just put the bike down, record, like run with you for 10 minutes, then run back. I think that's
Yeah.
not the end of the world.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some really cool moments between all three of us to just make sure everyone kind of feels what we're going through, but at the same time for us to, like, you know, cherish the moment between the three of us, because it's going to be pretty neat. And that's the main thing why I wanted to get involved, is this is never going to happen again in my life. I don't know if I'll ever, like, I don't know how many people, I don't know anybody that's running 160 miles. To be there live in person and to be like a helping hand and like, I don't know, I'm not an important role, but I'm there.
You're
I'm
very important.
I have
role.
a role.
I'm gonna stop you right there. You're gonna be a very important role.
I got the van. I'm like, I'm on. Is it stick shift?
It's not stick shift.
All right, even better.
It's
automatic.
Ford Transit Connect.
Yeah.
XLT.
I can handle that. But like, I wanted to be involved in this because this is something I'll never forget.
Yeah.
And you're doing it for something even greater, for Blake's mom, for Lori. And just being involved in any way, it's the ultimate goal. Like, to have these habitual things in my life over and over again, and making sure I put myself in that position is truly an honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna see some things out there.
I'm gonna see you seeing things.
Yeah. You're gonna. I mean. Yeah. It's exciting. I'm excited to be in that dark of a place and that low. Like,
right.
That's gonna be really fun.
Yeah.
So hopefully, like, hoping to squeeze out 50 miles of you, and if you want to add on also doing like the push-up challenge as well, because I'd love to see you get to that dark place too.
We'll
Be
see
a
what
lot of
happens.
fun. Yeah. Once you get in it and find a way to get out of it, it's a very powerful feeling. It's a very powerful feeling.
Right.
The one thing I did want to talk about, just as in regards to, because I like how we just strayed away from this, like, going through the
Actual logistics.
yeah, it just
I mean,
was
I got it.
boring.
I'll read it.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah.
And it's not like us. But one thing I did want to talk about, just while we have it on our mind, is there's a stretch between the Willard Monk trail.
The end of day one.
No, not the end of one. But between two trails, there's 30 miles on County Highway 61, and that's going to be right after Hinckley. And so that's going to be at 11 o'clock at night till like 4 in the morning, or however long it takes. And that is when I will need the van following me, or probably following me with blinkers on. I can't imagine there's going to be much traffic at like 1 in the morning in Hinckley, Minnesota.
Right.
I'll have a bunch of blinkers on me. But that would be a good time to have the van following.
Perfect.
That would be the only time I would need the van following for safety reasons.
Of course. A 5-hour stretch.
Just about. I mean, it's 30 miles in the middle of Saturday night, Sunday morning wee hours.
It's game time.
Yeah.
That's when I'm needed most. I'll make sure that's where I'm going to prep. That's my shining moment. That is my go-to time to rise to the occasion. 5 hours, 11 p.m. to 4 a.m., going half a mile an hour behind Markdown.
This man is firing me up a little bit. So how are you preparing for this?
How am I preparing? In what way? I'm excited. Like I said, like I'm not. I have no expectations from the standpoint of like what to do, what to feel. But I'm just excited to be a part of the whole trip. There's going to be a lot of downtime, and what we shared on the Backpocket 2 episodes or 3 episodes ago, is like this is like the perfect time for me to just unpack it in written form in my own head. Just the future of Backpocket, with Declan being in Tempe probably January 1, us going separate ways. So there's going to be a lot of time to just sit in my own thoughts in a van on a weekend that I would probably be sitting watching sports, where I could take advantage of. Yeah. So I'm excited.
What are you looking forward to, Blake?
I'm looking forward to the unknown, kind of being three blind mice. Like, I like that you don't have every single like 5 minutes planned out. You know? Like shit's gonna hit the fan. Like it's gonna be exciting. You know.
I mean, we don't have a full day planned.
Yeah. Exactly.
What I think is going to be hilarious too is like if you're just like 10 minutes off schedule, I'm going to be like, 10 minutes. Where's he at?
Yeah.
But like not like
Yeah.
I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But it's just going to be like a funny moment like, he's 10 minutes early. Hell yeah.
But like you said on the way up here, like once we like start the run, like things are just gonna slow down so much. Like we have 48 hours to get to St. Paul. Like you said, just head south.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's all it is. Seems overwhelming right now, but we're like, perfect point. Like, it's going to slow the fuck down.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
Head south with some nutrients. What are you looking forward to most?
Um,
You might have already shared it.
yeah, I think just going into that dark place, going into, I know we had sort of talked about this, and it was one of the things you were concerned about going into it. Was,
Right, because there's the physical health and then there's mental health.
Yeah. And like you were talking about, like you were not sure what your role was going to be and like how you could help. And I just flat out told you, I was like, I'm not expecting you to get me through this. I'm not expecting you to like get me to quit or not quit. Like ultimately, like I'm going to have to get out of the chair. I'm going to have to like keep moving. And like, it's like going into that really personal inner headspace and like figuring out after going that distance is going to be fun to do. So it's a good way to unlock a different channel of your brain and figure out how you can problem solve and do it in a very stressful, high intense situation.
Right.
But I think more than anything, like I'm really excited to see who shows out for the 5K. Like I spent a lot of time. We got some like that's one thing we should talk about is we have some local companies donating some wicked prizes to people who run the 5K. So if you donate any amount to the GoFundMe and you run the 5K, you have the opportunity to win some prizes. It's the most creative, and we'll just put it out to a vote. So you got to post it so that we can see it and use the hashtag. But we got 4 $50 gift cards to spend at Great Lakes Clothing. We got $118 to go get a haircut in full color at Poosh Salon. We got a free tank of gas or $25 to spend at Marshall's Stop. We got 2 large pizzas to spend at Devani's, a little gift card for Devani's. We got 4 long sleeve shirts from the Running Fun Club in downtown St. Paul. We got 8 bottles of Busy Coffee. We've got
Those mugs from the Tommy store.
the mugs from the tumblers. We got
Tumblers.
We got 4 tumblers from the Tommy store.
The alumni.
The alumni. So like there's a lot of cool prizes on the table if you want it. And in my head I'm like there's probably going to be like 3 people that actually post, and like we'll see how many people do. But like all you got to do is like grab a friend, put a costume on, make it fun. Like do something super creative, and like you can win a free haircut.
Right. $118 at Poosh Salon.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
$118 haircut.
Yeah.
Cut, curl, and snip.
Cut, curl, and snip, full color.
Damn.
But yeah, just went old school, went door to door, went to those businesses. Really just went back to places that Blake and I wasted our money at it and in college.
Right. Marshall Stop.
Marshall Stop.
You guys lived right across from it.
So much money went to
So
Marshall's
much. Oh my God. I was a little disappointed they only gave $25. They gave us $100 for the Marshall Stop Stoppie jerseys.
They did.
They bought our intramural. We were repping Marshall Stop Stoppies.
Wow, they saw the value there.
Yeah.
They must have. Oh, it's priceless. Right on. So I think going off this podcast. This will be released tomorrow. Follow at Mark Dowdle, because that's where I'll be resharing as much stuff as possible. Go to the GoFundMe page that you can find in the link in his bio. Also,
Can you put the link in the bio here?
Also will be in the show notes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And go and support the 5K. I think just have fun with it. Just try to do, anyone that's listening, try to do your best to find a way to be involved. Whether you run the 5K, whether you just, tune in a live stream, you comment. I think just building the community as much as possible is just a beautiful thing, because that's just going to get everyone else more engaged and more fired up about this weekend.
And yeah, like that would be the biggest thing. Like, if you can't donate, you can't donate, but like run the 5K and like share it to at least like your story, like, because it's about reaching as many people as possible, so that when we do come back next year and COVID's not a thing, or hopefully not a thing, like we can get people out and throw like a big party, like a block party type thing, and like that'd be super cool. And then just for you, like updating people on where we're at, because I know a bunch of people have reached out and said, like, when you guys get 20 miles away, let us know. Somehow reach out. I'm like, just follow it, so you'll share that or whatever, and so people can come out and they can bike out, or they can run out, they can drive out, do whatever they need to do.
Beautiful. I might just share my location to everyone.
Might as well.
If you want to do that, man,
I'll just send my location to the greater masses, greater Twin Cities. That'd be hilarious.
that would be
Sweet.
dangerous.
Awesome. I think that's it's a wrap for this podcast.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
I'm honored to be a part of it. I'm stoked to see how we handle this. 3 blind mice.
Let's just do the damn thing.
Here we go.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.